Now, Brother Bobby, we touched earlier on the Moors. We talked about the Moors a lot.
Yeah.
And you touched on this another tape, but there's a lot of new brothers and sisters that's going to be watching this tape that probably didn't see prior tapes that you did. And I want to end
Just keep some water coming, man.
You finished?
Yeah, you might want to come on. I got that jug, man. It's pineal gland, man. You bullshit. I drink. All right. Tahuti. Now, if you understand that this European is going to take the world stage as the rulers of the planet, you have to make up your mind, are you going to have them rule the planet as a fucking Viking? A savage? Or are you going to have them rule the planet as a civilized barbaristic man?
Intellectual barbaristic man.
Right. A civilized, intellectual barbaristic man.
You make a lot of sense. You make a lot of sense.
Because if you make him an intellectual, then you can retrieve your knowledge once you wake up.
Right.
So we knew we were going to go to sleep, and we knew we were going to come out of our sleep. And we was going to be able to travel about and retrieve our information. But we wouldn't have been able to retrieve our information if we didn't make them custodians
of the knowledge.
By civilizing them and making them intellectuals and people who gather. They are great collectors.
So wait a minute, because a lot of people like to touch on white people don't have a soul, and what I always say is you got to remember with the inbreeding with the Moors, you got the Moors to thank for that. The Moorish, the Emperor of Morocco married a white woman and had children.
Not only that, not just that one little family line. Guess what? Guess what the damn Moors did? I'll talk about this tomorrow. The Moors was in Europe for 700 years. And one of their primary jobs was to fuck the white woman. Straight up.
Wait.
So they wanted the inbreeding.
They had the inbreed. Look, this is what it is. It's called cleaning the Aegean stable. Now let me explain this. It's documented too. It's a book by Ernest Scott, People of the Secret.
Some Moors ain't gonna like you for that, Bobby.
It's called People of the Secret. Now you try to understand where I'm coming from here. The Egyptians created a race of people. We got that in their text.
Right.
We even got the Hermetic text. Our biggest problem was we created
another type of man.
We created another man, or what? Another type of man. Now, Sheikh Anta Diop is right there in his book, African Origins of Civilization, Myth, or Reality. There's a part where they say the Egyptians had these Europeans up in the northern sector of the world, savages, and they sat there at the cradle of knowledge, and they almost waited too long to go and civilize them. They could have done it a little earlier, and we might have been out of this mess a little earlier.
Okay, I get you.
But when Muhammad, if there was a Muhammad, I don't get in all this debating on history.
Right.
When Muhammad, one thing happened, he took Egypt and invaded Egypt before Muhammad's death. And so the ancient Egyptian priests banded together under a banner of Islam to go up into Europe, these Moors, which was the Moors was established the word Moor was established long before the Egyptian period before the Arab invasion, but nevertheless they banded under these Moors and they took all of this ancient knowledge up into Europe. You see, up into Europe. They took a lot of metadata to Baghdad, translated it into Arabic, took it on up into Europe. Took stuff to Turkey, translated to Arab, took it up into Europe. Set up the 17 universities, University of Salamanca being the most known, best known. Under a banner of Islam, so they could use Islam like the Republican Party. I could be a black man in the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. They use the Islam not as a religion but a party.
Right, to bring more people in.
Well, they also knew as the religious faith, they could also impart knowledge to people as a uniting force by imposing the knowledge on the people. These barbarians needed to be imposed, and the best way to impose some shit on them is through religion.
Right.
But they knew that it was more than some old Allah shit.
Oh.
Which is another word for Osiris.
Allah is another word for Osiris.
Yes. Osiris in the Book of the Dead is the god of the Lord of Sirius. In the Quran, in the Surah of the Star, it says, this is the God who created both male and female from one single ejaculation. He is the God, he is the Lord of Sirius. The Lord of Sirius in Egypt is Osiris. Although Isis is Sirius, they got Horus is Sirius, you got Anubis is Sirius. But the Lord of Sirius that created both male and female, they talk about the ancient Lord is Osiris. Before that is the god Set.